Hey, Dave. I guess first of all, do you have a game one starter yet?
Uh, we don't one. The guys are actually at the ballpark right now while we're getting ready for some staff meetings. They're from Max to Julio to Walker relievers. They're going there. They're going to play catch, get some treatment, and see how they feel. So I should know later tonight how Max feels. If not, we're going to have to bullpen it and probably push guys back.
And when you say push guys back, what's kind of the situation with Walker? Obviously, he pitched on short rest. Can you kind of see him getting pushed back to maybe a game three, get him an extra day?
Right now, if Max were to be pushed back, yeah, that could happen.
And last one for me, with Clayton not being available, obviously in a 5-game series you can kind of deploy some different options, but in a 7-game series you probably need a fourth starter. Kind of, how do you kind of see that playing out? Is it more of a bullpen game, or you see a guy like Tony Gonsolin kind of stepping up?
I think Gonsolin would be a big part of that.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question is from Dylan Hernandez. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dylan.
Nice room. It's a lot bigger than mine.
I got plenty.
Anyway, you mentioned yesterday after the game that how confident you were that that your team wouldn't have a letdown. And I'm just kind of wondering, as a manager, when your guys are kind of battle tested, like we've talked about before, and that they're going to show up, and maybe they get beat on that day because maybe the approach is wrong or whatever. But you kind of seem to know that your guys are going to show up. They're not going to choke. How much does that make it easier as a manager, knowing that you kind of don't have to guess who might be able to handle the moment and who might not be able to?
I think that's it's something that's like the X factor, because I think that with baseball, you just don't know who's going to be the better team that day. But I think that the variable of a letdown emotionally, the moment getting too big for a potential player or two, I do believe that I have all the confidence that we wouldn't be victim of that. So I think that certainly, we can prepare all we can for a particular game, but knowing that I don't have to worry about that is a huge kind of confident. It just gives me added confidence in our guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
The next question is from Dave Vassay. Go ahead, Dave.
Dave, just a couple of questions about matching up against the Braves. Do you feel like in their minds this is some sort of redemption series for them, considering how you guys came back to beat them, and how different of a club are they from a year ago?
I don't think that I mean, they might not say it, but truth of the matter is that they get another opportunity to get to the World Series, and they got to go through us. So I think that it is another, whether you want to call it opportunity or redemption, certainly it's on their minds. A lot of the same guys that we saw last year on the same club, but certainly when you don't have Acuna, Ozuna, it's a different big pieces that they don't have this year. But they've, Riley's had a huge year, and obviously Joc's in the mix, and they potentially could get Soler back later in the series. So it's a different club, but it's still a lot of the same pieces.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question is from Fabian. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, with it being a longer series, do you expect there being a need to maybe have more length in your postseason roster for the CS?
I don't know about length, but I think that potentially going with 13 position players and 13 pitchers is certainly a viable possibility.
And then what's the latest with Max Muncy? Is he an option for the CS?
He is, I think Andrew said it best, he's moving around, but, it's going to be our last minute bullet. So if he feels that he can do something at any point in the series, then it's certainly something we need to consider. Still unlikely, but we're holding out hope as much as we can.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next one's from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, what do you have to hear from Max or see, I guess maybe see from Max to have him start or not start tomorrow? I'm sure he's going to tell you he's ready to go no matter what.
Yeah. I more of a training staff feeling like he's able to swing a bat. And so I think we're going through that exercise. I'm not sure. And I'm just waiting for the green light. So I think for me, and trying not to put pressure on Max, because I do, like you said, that he'll do anything for the ball club, even if it's to his detriment. So I think, I'm trying to put pressure and waiting for the green light from the medical staff.
And that was my bad. I was asking about Scherzer. I forget you have two Max
on
your team.
Shoot. For Max Scherzer, it's just he's going to go out there, play catch, get treatment, and if he says he's good enough to go and feels like he can take down a start, then he'll be our game one starter.
And then if he isn't your game one starter, is Gonsolin going to be featured heavily tomorrow?
Game one, yes.
And just how different does this postseason feel now that you guys are playing in front of fans, a lot of fans, and then traveling?
It's certainly it's much different. I want to say, I don't want to say better, because I do think that having fans is certainly better, but being in one location, not having the travel and having everyone's family, players and coaches and staff in one location was a lot of fun, to be quite honest. But certainly the net it's way better having fans and going into crazy hostile environments and being at home with our fans. So a lot different. And it's been a lot of fun. And I think we fed off the energy at Dodger Stadium, certainly.
Justin said that the music wasn't as loud last night after the game at the hotel as it was in Texas. Is that true?
Yeah, we had, I think it was one of those, I don't know if it was a Braves guy or a Rays guy that was very, very loud with the radio after hours.
And then when it comes to the Braves, Joc Pederson's on the other side now. Do you think you have the inside track on shutting down Joctober?
Gosh, we'll see. I think it's real. He's always come up with big hits in October. He's going to be tough. We're going to have to find a way to get him out.
Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Last one's from Jack Harris. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Dave, just going back to last year's series real quick. I mean, the spot you guys were in, trying to chase down that first title as a group, to come back in that series the way you did. I mean, how much did that just help you guys, you think, eventually get over the hump and go on and win the World Series last year?
It was, I think that the World Series was the World Series, and you still got to win 4 games, and to not take that lightly at all. But that NLCS and coming back from that 3-1 deficit was everything. And that Game 7 was just as important, if not bigger than Game 6 in the World Series. So, so I think that getting through that certainly gave us that momentum and confidence that we can win 4 more games with our backs against the wall as they were.
Were those 3 of the kind of just more kind of high pressure, stressful, but ultimately kind of rewarding days that you've had in your entire baseball career?
Absolutely. To look at how daunting that was against a very good ball club in the Braves, and to know that essentially everything has to go your way to win 3 in a row. Probably most proud I've been of a team and organization staff to kind of stick together and find to win 1 game each night to come out the other side. Yeah.
All right. Stay safe.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.